Hello people of the internet. We are going to continue the preparations for the migration to Pulp. Yeah, I know, sorry about that. I know it's all again and again all the time, but we need to finish it. So yeah, we cannot move to something more interesting or different. So we will continue on the preparations. One of the last things that we need to do is to make sure Copper CLI download build command works also for Pulp projects. And we started this in the previous video, so you might have already seen the how it behaves, but quick reminder here. So we are doing the reproducer from within the container, so we can actually reach the backend container with results. Anyway, not important actually. This is our reproducer, and we have two builds here. This one is in the backend storage, and this one is in Pulp. So let's first do the one in the backend storage. Also, rm, rf, Fedora, everything ls. So we are in a directory, it is an empty directory. If we do this one, which is the backend one, we immediately downloaded a lot of directories. If we grab that, there is a lot of RPMs. If we remove everything, and we are truly in an empty directory. Now, if we do the same for a build that is in Pulp, I think this is the one. Yep, this is the one. We downloaded something, but see, this find is empty. And if you find dot, it downloaded some stuff like the success file, the logs, the configs, and so on. But the RPMs are not there. Yeah, sure, because we are downloading from the backend, right? And the RPMs are elsewhere. So we need to do something about this, and I'm still not sure what, and I doubt we can finish it at this moment, but I think it's a wise idea to at least start on it and have some information on how it behaves that we can discuss with the rest of the team and go from there. So we need to gather some information and try some experiments and see for ourselves. I doubt we can finish it, but let's give it our best and let's try to investigate the issue. So we should probably start by finding the main CLI. So this is the script or file that is called when we run the Copper command. Now we need to find the download build action, right? Download build. Yep, it's here, so that's easy. Now, what we can see is we are querying actually a build from front end. So this is one request to Copper front end website, and it gets information about that build. That may be useful, maybe not, I'm not sure. Now, I have no clue why we... Okay, so we are parsing repo URLs. Interesting. And we figure out the build chutes, so that's, by the way, another request to front end. And then we go in a loop, chute by chute, and we construct this wget command with some conditions and so on. It doesn't really matter how we construct the wget command, I guess. And then we call that command that we constructed. So, by the way, my lights are switching because it's getting late and it looks quite bad, right? I'm not sure if we can do anything about that. Give me a sec. Yeah, well, it's supposed to be a natural light. Is this better? This is, I guess, better. No, no, no. Maybe this one? Yeah, let's do this one, I guess. It's better than the previous one. Okay, cool. Let's continue then. Yeah, we construct a wget command and then we run the command right here. So there is nothing we can do that we could put into the wget to fix our issue, because the files are not there, like they are elsewhere, so like there is no magic we can do. So I guess the only thing we can do, let's put a debugger here and let's see. Maybe let's put the debugger inside of the loop. So basically here we are constructing the wget. So at this point we have all the information that are available. So if we try to run that command again, and what is inside our build, right? So we know project name, dir name, owner name, sure. Source package, okay, that's not useful for us. Repo URL. Okay, repo URL points to Pulp. But that's not useful because that repo contains packages from all builds, right? And we are interested in downloading results for one specific build, right? So that's not useful for us. So I guess like there is nothing here, right? So what is inside our build chroot? So if we print information about a chroot, we have ended on name result URL. So this is cool. However, this really points to here, right? No, here, right? So it is, oh wait, it was here. It wasn't, god damn it. Silly me, it is here basically. So localhost, it is pointing here. Build number and -add, so this is it, right? So here we can see those are the files that we actually managed to download, but we are missing the build related RPMs. So this is useless. I guess the easiest thing from here, we need to quit this because there is nothing useful. The easiest thing we can actually do is query a project. So project, and we could do project proxy get, and we need to query it here after the build actually. And I'm an idiot because I don't remember the information that was there, but build dict, right? So there is the owner name and there is the dir name and project name. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see what the parameters are. So project proxy, this one, and we can get a project like this, owner name and project name. The dir name doesn't matter here, it seems. So let's do just build owner name and build project name, right? Let's do just this. Okay, so 1 and 2, and we will put them here. This is too long, so we will wrap it beautifully like this. Cool. At this point we have a project. We should have information in that whether the project is in Pulp or not. So project, storage, and it's Pulp. Cool. Oh, by the way, those are munches, so we can use this to it's a little bit more pretty. So we can do if project storage equals Pulp, then we can print downloading RPMs from Pulp is not implemented yet. Sorry. The sorry looks too passive aggressive, right? Let's do it without that, so we don't sound mean, even though it wasn't meant to be mean. Anyway, if we kill this and continue, so downloading RPMs from Pulp is not implemented yet. The sentence is not as beautiful as we would like to, but doesn't really matter. And if we try to download the other one, oh, it still yells about that, which is weird. PP project storage. It's oh yeah, we tried migrating that. I remember. Okay, so let's do some mock just for the test. Mock. I know that mock is not migrated. So mock this one, this build ID. So we will put it here. It is migrated. Jesus Christ, project storage. It's in Pulp. Okay, interesting. So maybe it is migrated too. So maybe, I don't know, this one. Okay. I think we don't print anything now. So breakpoint. Yep, this doesn't complain. Okay. Okay, so I guess we at least successfully wrote this this condition. I mean, in case we cannot figure anything out at all and we are completely screwed, we can at least do this and we are done. But I suppose there will be basically this condition that we have right now, but it will be here, right, at the very end, and maybe even after the call, maybe here. And it will do some command to actually download from Pulp, because in case of Pulp we want to download the stuff from the backend storage, the logs and stuff, and we want to download the RPMs from Pulp. So I guess it will be like here, and it will have some command for downloading, but we need to figure out that command, and I have no damn clue how it can look like. Okay. So the first thing that the first idea that I had, and I guess it's a stupid one and it will not work, but we need to test that, is by any chance Pulp API available for anyone without any authentication, just for reading? Like, I doubt that. It doesn't sound correct to me. But for example, the Copper API is available without authentication. The authentication is needed only when you want to do some actions like post and put actions or delete actions to modify stuff. But for reading, it's available without authentication. So I want to try just that. How can we test it? I have a command, right? We are here in the backend container. We can search for actions and use this standard path. And in OPT Copper backend run, there is a command called Copper Pulp query. Right, that's the one. By the way, since I upgraded to Fedora 43, check this out, how beautiful the usage it looks like. It prints with colors and everything. That's new, I would say. It looks really good. I like that. So what if we do project and no, let's not do project, let's be more specific. Let's try build, and the build will be the exact one that we tested, right? Not the mock one, but this one. So we successfully get information about the RPMs. Like this, somehow, somewhere, I guess, location href. Yep, basically this. This is the values that we need to get somehow. Now we are of course using authentication. So I will take a look at the token off screen. So I'm opening home directory, .config pulp CLI toml. Okay, and that is username and password. You have seen that already. I'm going to comment out the username and password. Save this. I could have shown that on the video. I wasn't sure if there is anything like if I accidentally don't have keys for multiple pulp instances there or something like that. I didn't, but yeah. So let's try again, and we are screwed probably. So this is an error in our code, so that's still fine. Pulp 227, right, in auth. So we will look for that. Pulp 227 in auth. So what if we just don't set any auth? Record all unauthorized, so we are screwed then. Okay, which means Copper CLI on user machines cannot in any way query pulp. So that's done. That idea is finished. Let's take a look at that. By the way, don't worry about these. Those are like default username and password for my local instance, so you will not be able to use that for any public instance of Pulp. Where did we fail? Query build, yeah, immediately. And okay, so that's not useful. Which means we will have to have a middleman that we can ask to, and the middleman will ask Pulp for us and then tell us the information from Pulp, right? There is no other way. That middleman can only be Copper frontend. There is no way around that. The thing that I don't like at all is that Copper frontend currently doesn't have access to Pulp. Only Copper backend has it. And this would be a new precedent, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Also, pulp.py is here in the backend code. So if we wanted to use this on Pulp, if we wanted to use it in Pulp, then we would have to move that code to Copper Common. So it's a lot of complications to and a lot of decisions, and we probably shouldn't just cowboy that on like Saturday evening, and we should probably talk about this with the team members. So we definitely need to wait with implementing this, but that's most certainly possible. I want to take a look at our production instance. So SSH onto production Copper. I hope I didn't leak anything right now. So we have some diff in the code, that's just fine. Now we are grabbing some stuff from Copper frontend, same, and Sue Copper, okay, yeah, because, okay, cool. So that's fine, I didn't leak anything. I wanted to take a look at, so vim config, yep, Pulp isn't there, and the vim home Copper, no, wait, oh, so Copper frontend, cd, the home directory is here, and actually, yeah, the config will not be here either, so that's, yeah, we would need to deploy that config onto, deploy that config on Copper frontend, and then move the Pulp client to Copper Common, and then we would need to have the Copper frontend as a middleman for delivering the requests to Pulp and data back from Pulp. So a lot of changes. The other idea that I had was what's inside of the results JSON file. So if we go back to Copper and we, empty directory, and we want to download the 97, this one. No, actually, 97, we want to download that build. So find what's inside of results JSON. I guess we should be able to construct the package names from that. Which is, I mean, yeah. But we will probably do that. What do we have here? Next. Builder live, installed packages. Nope. Results JSON state. Build info. Okay, so I suppose there is no other way around it. Yeah, there is no other way around it. We will need to download the packages based on the results JSON, so we will need to construct them somehow, construct the names somehow. But check this out. If we open the results JSON and we go to Pulp, right? Go to packages and E. So E, for example, if we wanted to do the debug info one, right? So we would have add dash debug info, add debug info, now dash because version is this one, right? So we add that. Now dash because next is a release, so that's this one. And now it's dot architecture, so dot architecture dot RPM. So we can do that. And this one is source. So this one has, yep. I think we can use it like this. That's really cool. Okay, so let's try just that. I'm suddenly a little bit more optimistic about this, which means we need to have this condition, as I said before, we need to have this condition at the very end after the actual sub command is, the command is called. And we will do it differently. If it equals, copper or backend, I guess backend. Let's do, if not Pulp, that would be better. Then continue, and that means we don't have to nest it, right? Now we can continue here. So somehow we must specify the desk directory, I guess, and chroot name. So we should probably calculate something like dest here, which will be dest like this. Why is the LSP? Yeah, okay. I wanted to complain that the LSP is too slow. It is too slow. I fixed the issue and it was there like 3 seconds before the underlining got out, disappeared. Anyway, so we have this destination, we download to the destination, and now we should be able to use the destination. That sounds reasonable, right? So we also have some filters. And we can, for example, a filter that we want to only review or only logs or something like that. I'm not sure how exactly it works. We will need to experiment with that. But I know you can download, for example, only spec file or only RPMs. And we need to, in case we want to download only RPMs, we need to download the results JSON anyway. Otherwise it cannot work actually. So yeah, we know results JSON is probably OS Pulp join dest. Should we call it dist rather? Rename dist. It's dest here, but yeah, okay, let's do dist. Dist and results JSON. And I guess we should be able to, with open results JSON, only for reading, encoding. There is a typo there, UTF-8, and so ding as FP read. We don't actually FP read that. We want to JSON load that FP. FP. We don't have JSON. Okay. We can get JSON then. So maybe import JSON. Where we were here, right? And the results equals that. So I guess at the moment of the breakpoint we should have the results parsed. We'll try. So we are 732. That's the breakpoint. So results. Yep, quite good. Quite good then. So we basically need to go for is it the Nevra? Let's call it Nevra at this moment, but I guess it's not the correct name. But for Nevra, in results packages, and let's just print, for example, Nevra, and we will call it a name, for example, like this. My computer is freezing for some weird reason. Okay, we were able to print the name, right? So cool. We can print the arch epoch name version, right? We can put it in a comment here, so we are sure that we can do that. By the way, give me a very small second. I need to take a look. Okay, so disk space looks okay, and okay, the top process is OBS, so it doesn't. Okay, my mail server is doing some weird stuff. Okay, yeah, maybe some cron or something like that. I'm not sure. Hopefully it will work out and it doesn't crash for us. Anyway, we are still recording. Looks good. Okay, we can continue probably. So we can do this, right? We want to construct the that file name. So that would be let's say file name would be name, or let's do maybe n like this. Will it complain that it's upper score? We will see. Name dash version dash release dot arch dot rpm, right? And we want to format that. Why is my computer fucking freezing? we want to format that, and it will be this. So it will be n equals version equals, right, release arch arch. So we have name version release arch, and here we have name version release arch. So this looks really good to me. We can probably remove this, we can remove this, and we can print a file name. And give me 1 more second, please. I'm going to kill my computer. htop. What the hell is going on? Is Emacs acting out? Is Emacs the problem? No. Because like there is nothing that could like I mean OBS could be doing some weird stuff, but okay, we will need to have faith in that. Okay, let's try to run this command, and we have the file names. If I copy paste this, yep. If I copy paste this, yep. If I copy paste this one, also cool, and the last one also, yep. So we successfully constructed those. We also basically will need to access, because check this out. So we will probably have like URL for this repository, and we will need to go to packages. Now the first letter and then the package. So we will also need file name 0, right? The first letter. That's cool. Now how to get this repository? We need our debugger here. So shroot. Is this the one? No, this is the one on backend. So build dict pp that, of course. So repo URL content. Okay, so we need to, we kind of can, this is incorrect. I would need to take a look what information does it return regarding the, like from the production machine, because this is a weird URL because it doesn't contain the shroot actually. Now I'm thinking, what if we do the same on production then? So we will continue from here. We'll open our config. No, we don't have config. We need to have our config. Auto completion failed us, but we have the config. If we open Copper, are there any credentials of mine? I will rather open it off screen. Sorry. Yeah, good. Yeah, okay. So different idea. We will move that as backup, and now we are going to download from the actual Copper frontend, right? what the hell? I mean, it shouldn't require the config copper since like it should be able to read the default URL. Anyway, CP then again, the backup one to a non-backup one. We can open it. By the way, there will be passwords. Don't worry, it's my local instance. Check this out, local instance. So don't worry about that. We can, however, put a copper URL from the actual production, which is this one, and now we should be able to download some stuff. I guess this build will not exist in production, or it does exist, maybe, possibly, I don't know. Let's open it just to be sure. Okay, so it is an actual build in production. Find dot. What is weird is that it didn't download anything. Maybe. Let's put a debugger here. Okay, so at least we got to a debugger. And if we do, what was the build something, right? It was this one. Okay, so the repo URL is actually kind of reasonable because it points us here. So if we join the chroot name, then we are fine. Let's kill this and we did some shenanigans with the configs. So let's move the current one, config copper, as config copper dot production, and let's copy the backup as copper, config backup as copper. So if we open the, it's the local one. Nice. Now if we do downloading, we will download from local instance, and we are actually at 739, which is right here, so we know it's from Pulp. Now it was the build dot repo URL, yep, this one. So there is some function for constructing URLs, but what if we are just stupid and just format it like stupidly, naively, idiotically, not smartly, and we will basically do 0/1/2/3, right? That's to don't like that very much. So let's say base URL, then chroot, then letter, and then file name, like this. And we are going to format that and do base URL equals, so that would be the build repo URL. Our chroot is going to be, there's probably a chroot variable, chroot name, right? Chroot name. And then we have the letter, which is of course file name 0, and then file name equals file name, and of course a letter needs to be also here. So if we put our breakpoint right here and run the command again, URL. So this looks reasonable to me. Now, what if we download that? We could use wget again, but I'm a bit annoyed at the whole wget way of doing things in our code, so I would much rather use requests. We are already using them, so that seems to be just fine. So what if we do requests get... Oh, I don't know how to download files using requests actually. Yeah, I'm that dumb. So Python requests download file. Where is the official requests library? Documentation, let's go here. File, multi-part file uploads, post file, issue. Weird. I definitely did that several times, I just don't remember. Okay, so let's take a look here. So requests, there is the path, request get, and then we open F right. Okay, yeah, makes complete sense, right? So request get on that URL, response will be this, right? Now we will open with open. The good thing is we have our file names, right? So file name, and we need to open it for writing binary, right? As fp, and we are going to fp write the response data, I guess, content. They say content, let's do content. So this will probably generate the RPMs in our current directory, and I guess it will work. Let's try. So ls, let's remove everything and let's run this download build ls. Yep, check this out. We have the RPMs here, and the, like, if we find now, we have the directory that we had before. Now it would be really good if those files actually appeared inside of that root directory, right? So we will do just that. But before doing so, I wanted to, for example, rpm qp on, for example, this. Which no such file or directory. Weird. I wanted to make sure those are actual RPMs that work. What if we do this, for example? Oh, but open for or for no such file or directory. This doesn't look too good. Let's LH. I wanted to see the file sizes. It doesn't. This is the file size. It looks bad. It looks really bad. I don't think this is correct. Let's do breakpoint here. Let's try to run this again, and we are at our breakpoint response. So it's 404, and that's why we are getting the nonsense, because of course not found, right? So that doesn't work. we will need to do some error handling, which is probably just if response OK not, then let's probably just continue. I don't know. So what's wrong? URL looks like this. So we have pulp /content /frostix. So if you take a look at here, right? So /pulp /content /frostix, right? /test pulp user agent /test pulp user agent /Fedora 42 x8664 packages. We forgot packages. That's understandable. So chroot packages, right? Kill this, run this again, sure, ls. If we do this again, so we are having problems with signatures. I'm not sure if that's an actual problem, but it is possible to print information about that package, which means we downloaded them correctly. That's a good sign. Now, we wanted them into that chroot directory. So how do we construct the dest there? So it's chroot name. So it's dist. Yeah, that's inside of the loop. Yep. So okay, cool. So we basically want to open OS path join this and file name, right? And if we remove all of this stuff, and so it's remove everything, so it is empty. We want to download that again. ls, if we do find, it finds some stuff, and if we do find with RPMs, it actually finds the RPMs. So this looks really fucking cool. I'm so happy about this. We basically implemented it. I thought we have no chance of doing that. So that's really cool. Do we use the project? We use the project, but we don't have to query it this soon, right? We can actually query the project right here. That's just fine. That's just fine. You know what? We will query it at the very beginning. If it fails, it fails. Which means we have less requests later and less of a chance to fail middle way. So yeah, I think this is better. Cool. Now we are creating the RPMs. There must be something I don't like about this. Yes, I wanted to test how it behaves with the you know what I mean, with the parameters. So check this out. If we do help, we can specify dest, but we can specify also RPMs, spec, review, and logs. So if we do logs, then we are immediately failing. Is that the problem? So I'm not sure, like if we specify logs, what happens? We go to logs here. It extends, it does -a. What if nothing is specified? I need to take a look at that. So let's put a breakpoint here and let's run this again. Logs pp, so args spec is false, args logs is true as expected. Yepers. And now without parameters, so pp args logs is false, spec is false. So all of it is false. Now what exactly does wget a do? Man wget a accept list. So it is a list of comma separated to accept or reject. Okay, so we are not, okay, so when everything is false, then we are not specifying these, which means it downloads everything probably. So if a review so my thinking is if RPMs is specified, yeah, let's do it this way. If RPMs is specified, then let's also do everything that, no, let's do results JSON. And we'll do that maybe only if args, RPMs, and project storage equals pulp, right? So I guess this is just fine. Now, if we do RPMs, I guess was the parameter, yeah, RPMs. So now it works. If we didn't do that, I remove everything. If we didn't do that and do just this, it would fail because it is not downloaded, right? So we download it and therefore it works. Now if we list everything, it is results JSON and those files. That's cool. And now we can basically try to open this. By the way, I always hated how in Python it works error handling of opening files, because it's try with then another nesting and then except nesting, like it looks disgusting. I would much rather see something like with this and then expect on this level, like file not found error and without the try, right? So this would be like really fucking cool. I would love to have this, but in Python we have to write this disgusting piece. I don't like that at all. Either way, file not found means we will continue. So we can safely continue, that's correct, but we'll probably write a note there. So okay, we are empty now. If we download RPMs, find, we have that. By the way, why is there still some warning? Downloading is not implemented yet. I kept it there? Oh, that must be some accident. Okay, never mind. So if we download again, it doesn't complain, it works. Okay, cool. If we remove everything and if we now download without parameter, it works too. Remove everything, and if we specify spec, then no problem, and we find the spec is there, rm, rf. If we specify logs, find, logs are there, remove. If we specify Fedora, or it's just the review, ls, it's nothing there because the feature wasn't enabled for that particular project, but that's okay, we didn't get a traceback. So we successfully implemented it, guys. There is no fucking way, but we did it. It was quite easy, I would say. Yeah, very good. I thought there is no way, and I thought we would have to have a middleman as a, like a Copper frontend as a middleman, and like the Copper CLI requesting the Copper frontend API, which would request the Pulp, and that would get returned to the middleman and then to the client, to the Copper CLI. So I thought that's our only way, but this works just beautifully. So I am very happy about that. We need to write the comment here, so we can safely continue. The file doesn't exist when, for example, logs or what was the spec were specified, but and in that case we can safely continue when no filters were specified or RPMs was used, then the file exists. That's good enough, I would say. Now let's jump to this. So Copper site download build Pulp. Okay, we are on the correct branch. Now let's see our code. We removed an empty line here. Okay, let's put it back. So, yep, of course. Now, this is just a simple, yeah, easy change. Now, if we, unfortunately with one L or two L's. One L. Unfortunately, when downloading when the project is in Pulp, we need also results JSON so that we know what file names to download from Pulp. Okay, that I think it makes sense, so that's fine. And now here is the meat of the pull request. So we can do nothing more if it is not in Pulp. So if it is in Pulp, then we need to read the results JSON. Yep, sure, nothing complicated. And then we go for result in results. I'm not sure if it should be called Nebra or result. Let's do Nebra. And then we construct the URL and we download the URL. If response is bad, then should we skip or should we fail? Should we stay or should we go? I don't know. It's a good song though. And then we open the file and we write it, and that's it. Okay, I like that code. I like that code very, very much. That's really nice. So CLI implement or fix Copper CLI download for Pulp projects, and it will fix our issue, which is this one, right? So now we can push this like this, and we can create a pull request from that. How do you like today's episode? I like this very, very much. This was a lot of this was a big progress. I thought there is no way we can do this. Pulp. Maybe we can make the pull request name a little bit better. Create a pull request. Very good. We will take this URL and we will put it also to our migration schedule. So implement progress bar, print this, fix Copper CLI download for Pulp projects. This is the one. Okay. So put it here. Also, I worked on that, so why not? And it is now star that. Right. And we did all the ASAP tasks that we could. So this was a hell of a Saturday. All right. Anyway, this was really fun. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.